Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you've watched any of my videos before, welcome back. Today I'm going to explain what steps you need to take to monetize your videos on YouTube, as well as how long it took me, how much I made in my very first paycheck from YouTube, and just some additional tips for anyone just starting out making YouTube videos. Real quick, I just want to do a follow-up on my previous video where I said I donate 10% of my YouTube earnings to a charity or organization that you comment down below. And someone did comment and say United Way. So 10% of what I earned in the month of October from YouTube is going to go to United Way. And in my next video, I will provide an evidence that I actually did it. Okay, now moving on to why you actually are clicking on this video. So the first thing you need to do is, well, obviously create a YouTube channel and start making videos. But then you also need to create a Google AdSense account. So when you do monetize your videos on YouTube and you get paid, you're not paid directly through YouTube, you're paid through Google AdSense. So it's a separate website that you'll go to see how much you are going to get paid. And you can make this account basically at any time. You don't have to wait till you meet the requirements for monetization, which I will cover later in this video. There are a few things that you have to set up in your Google AdSense account, which I will cover, but I suggest doing it early because that way when you do finally reach the level of monetization, everything is already set up and it's just a much quicker process to get paid than to wait to just verify everything once you can be monetized. So the second thing, after you've done all of that, I'm sure you know that there are a couple of criteria that you have to meet in order to monetize your channel, in order to put ads on your videos. So you first have to have 1,000 subscribers on your account, and you also have to have 4,000 watch hours. And the subscribers doesn't have to be within a certain amount of time, but with the 4,000 watch hours, you have to have 4,000 watch hours within the past 12 months. So say you got a lot of views in your very first month on YouTube, but you didn't quite reach the 4,000 watch hour within that full year. On the 13th month, all of the views that you got within that first month are not going to count towards the 4,000 watch hour that you need to reach monetization. So for some people that can be kind of tricky because if you are trying to reach monetization for over a year, it kind of sucks that the view time and the effort you put into the videos before don't count towards your total quota. Personally, it took me a lot longer to get the 1,000 subscribers amount that I needed to monetize as opposed to the watch hours. I had the watch hour requirement met months before I met the subscribers. It's been very slow growth, but I've never had a problem with watch hours. I've heard it's actually more common the other way around, that people can reach subscribers sooner than they can watch hours. So you want to make sure with your videos that you're not just drawing people to subscribe to your channel, but that you're actually getting them to stay there and spend time watching your videos, because without them staying and creating watch hours, you won't get to reach monetization. Now, how long it took me to get monetized? It took me a little less than 2 years. I started my YouTube channel in January of 2019, and as I'm filming this, it is December 2020, and I reached monetization in October. So it definitely took me longer than it did for other people. Some people do it a lot quicker. Some people, it might take longer. A lot of people give up. But I think it's evidence that if you just keep trying, eventually you will reach monetization. And that's another thing, if you are just starting out in YouTube or you're thinking of starting it, everyone says this, but it is so incredibly true. You cannot go into this thinking that you are going to be making money or going into this just because you want to make money. I think everyone has this dream of being a big YouTuber and making a lot of money. And there are some people that get on YouTube and within a few months, they're already making bank. But the reason why you hear those stories is because they're so few and far in between. It's not easy to grow your channel and it does take a lot of work. So make sure if you're doing this, it's because you genuinely love making videos and creating content. Some people are extremely lucky and blessed and they just automatically have big followings, but don't expect that to happen. You can always check how close you are to meeting those requirements, and if you go on the YouTube Studio desktop, you can see there's a little dial that shows you like how close you are to meeting the subscriber amount, how close you are to reaching the watch hours, so you can keep track of that. Once you meet those requirements, YouTube will notify you that you are able to enable monetization on your videos. And it's just like this little setting toggle that you turn monetization on. And by clicking that, you are agreeing to the YouTube Partner Program terms. Once you do that, your channel will go under review by YouTube. Some people say it can take up to around 30 days for them to review your channel, but for me, it was honestly less than a week. It was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. And within that review process, they're basically just going to make sure that your videos meet their community guidelines. So you're not using copyrighted music or videos. You aren't showing violence or nudity. Basically anything like that, if it could flag your video, they don't want to monetize videos that go against their standards. And then once the review is complete, YouTube will allow you to turn on monetization for all of your videos. So it's easy to do this when you're posting new videos because you're already in the settings, but it is a little bit more time consuming to turn it on for other videos. All of your past videos will not automatically be monetized. You have to go into the settings of each one and enable or turn on monetization, which I highly recommend taking the time to go through each one and making sure the monetization settings are exactly what you want them to be. I feel like I've said monetization at least 50 times in this video. The videos of mine that make the most money are ones that I posted like at least a year ago, so you don't want to miss out on any extra money, so might as well just take the time and turn on monetization for each one, even if you have hundreds of videos. Within those settings, you can choose to put ads at the beginning of your video, at the very end of your video, and if it's a certain amount of length, you can put them as mid-rolls throughout the video. Now, you want to get paid, huh? Well, you're going to need to verify a few different things in your Google AdSense account, which is why I recommend doing this early. First, they will need to verify that the address you put in online is in fact the correct address. So you should receive something like this in the mail. This came, I think, 2 weeks after I signed up for my Google AdSense account. So I received this months ago. Since it can take up to a couple or a few weeks to get here, that's one of the reasons why I recommend not waiting to do this until you reach monetization, because if you wait until you hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, you're gonna have to wait a couple weeks for this to come. You're also gonna have to wait a couple weeks for the review. So it's just, you can cut out that long process by doing everything early. So you receive this in the mail, and it has a code that you will enter online to verify that that is in fact the correct address. And to get paid, you will also need to verify your tax info, so that is something you will need to get a hold of, and your bank account info, so they know where to send the money. There are a couple ways to do this. You can enter your bank account info, like your account number and your routing number, and they will deposit a small amount into your bank account. And I think they also withdraw that same amount, and then they will ask you that specific amount to verify that that is your bank account that you entered. I think the other way is that you can just add debit card information, and I don't think there's as strict of a verification process with that. They don't deposit anything into your account. So you can use whichever method you're more comfortable with. You do have to have a bank account. If you are under 18 and you don't, you'll have to use a parent's bank account. When I was signing up, I didn't see a way in order to get a check actually sent to my house. I'm pretty sure it made me do direct deposit. That's probably just cheaper for them. Now, another thing you may already know is that in order to get your money, there is a $100 threshold within each month. So say 1 month you make $98, you can't actually cash out that money until the following month when you make more money to surpass $100. You don't lose that money if you don't meet the cap, but you just have to wait. So if I made $90 in October and I made $70 in November, I would have to wait to get paid for October when I receive the November check. So you get paid the following following month that you're being paid for. So I didn't get paid until late November for the month of October because they need time to process it just like you do payroll. So if I had not met the $100 threshold in October, I would have to wait to see what I make in November, and then I would get paid for both of those months in the mid or end of December. I hope that's making sense. You get paid at the end of the month for the previous month. Katie wanted to come in. Say hi, Mila. She said, put me down. Okay, love you. Now, how much did I make in my very first month? I made $121 and some change. I don't remember what it was. I'm honestly just so happy that I met the threshold because I was really worried that it would take me like a couple of months to meet the threshold. One thing to note is that they do not take out taxes like an employer does, so make sure you are setting some money aside to pay for taxes, because once you have to do your taxes, you don't want the IRS coming and searching for you because you have all of this income but no taxes to show for it. So you're gonna have to pay those some way or another. So it's better to just set that money aside and not be surprised and shocked when the IRS comes knocking at your door. I think that about completes the process of monetization, but I also wanted to give a few recommendations for apps and other things if you are starting out or if you just need more ideas. So if you don't already know, there is the YouTube Studio app. You can access the studio from any desktop on YouTube, but you can also get the app, which has so many great things. It has all of your analytics. It also can show you how much you're making. A lot of the things you can do on the desktop version, you can do within the app. So it's extremely handy to have that app, but you can do a lot more on the go, so you don't always have to have it open on your computer. Another great app to have is TubeBuddy. This isn't made by YouTube. Some other person made this app, and I think there is a paid version, but I just use the free version. They have a few different features, like you can do a topic explorer. I use it mainly for the tag explorer. So if you put in a certain tag like YouTube first paycheck, they will show you how many people are searching for that, how many people are already making videos like that, and then a general like what your luck is going to be if you post a video. So it's like good, fair, poor, and it'll show you which tags are better to use, and it will even give some suggestions. If I put in like first YouTube paycheck, it might say people aren't searching for that specifically, but people are searching for small YouTuber paycheck or something like that, that is just more likely to get views. So I use that all the time to see which tags are going to be most profitable for my videos, and even just explore more tags that I wouldn't have thought of. Another thing I highly recommend utilizing is the audio library. So within YouTube Studio Desktop, they have a library of audio that is free to use without getting copyright, and you can vary it by genre, by if you want a song or if you want a sound effect, like if you specifically want Christmas music or you want it to be calm, upbeat, punk, pop, whatever. There are a bunch of different settings to choose music or sound effects that you can use in your video. And then they also have a channel, actually two channels. There's on YouTube Audio Library and Audio Library Plus, where individual artists will make music that YouTube will post on these channels, and you can use it for free as long as you put their information, like each description box will have what information you need to include in your description box. So as far as avoiding copyrighted music, there are a plethora of resources in order to find great music to enter into your videos. Lastly, for thumbnails, there are a variety of different apps that you can use or programs on your computer. The two that I have found the most helpful are PicMonkey and Canva. So I don't have the paid version of PicMonkey, so when I use PicMonkey, I have to use the app, because online on my computer they always want me to pay, but Canva is free online and with the app, and both are really user-friendly. You can add like emojis, text, additional pictures. Canva's really nice online because they have different layouts that are already created, and if you search in Canva like thumbnail, it'll automatically pull up the size and width of what a YouTube thumbnail will need to be, because something I encountered in the beginning is I was using an app that didn't fit it to the dimensions that YouTube has to use for a thumbnail. So like if I added text and then I tried to put it into YouTube, it would cut off part of it because it needed to fit their dimensions. So I really like those two apps because they allow you to set it beforehand so you know what you put into that is not going to get cut off. Those are all of the suggestions that I have. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. I will respond to each and every one. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. But either way, thanks for watching. I appreciate your support, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.